Hey, what's up? So listen, I know that everybody's talking about GPT Image 2.0 today, so I don't want to waste your time rehashing stuff that you've probably seen already. I promise you that what I'm about to show you is something that you most likely have not heard yet. I literally just discovered this and I had to get it out to you as fast as I could. So listen, first off, I've been using Nano Banana since like day one. Nano Banana 2 is something that I still use genuinely every single day. It's good. I use it all the time. But after testing GPT Image 2.0 today, it might be the new top dog. So some of you might have seen that I've already done a video on a gem that I built for image prompting. Well, what I did was I actually created a new version of that gem, an updated version. And while I was testing it out with GPT Image 2 this afternoon, I accidentally found something I was not expecting, something that I personally can't stop thinking about and all the different ways that I can use this hack. And not only am I going to show you, I'm actually going to give you everything that you need to try this yourself. I'm going to give you the gem. I'm going to give you the source files, everything. So if you're ready, let's rock. All right, perfect. So what we're going to do is I'm in the JSON image creator version 3, and this is the updated version of the original prompt that I had created. If you saw that video, then you already know what I'm talking about. If not, I'll link it in the description so you can take a look at that video as well. But what this gem does is actually create a JSON code version of your prompt for your image. And the reason that I prefer utilizing JSON prompts for images is that I feel that it just follows a better structure than if you just were to kind of text in the information that you want, or put text in the information that you want the image to be. I think there's more guessing that way, which sometimes can lead to a better result. But I found that most of the time when you do the JSON code as the prompt for the image, it just works a lot better. So that's why this is designed that way. So the first prompt that we're going to do is something that's a little bit weird, but not so out of the ordinary that it's strange, but we just want to get a good feel for how this is working. So the prompt that I'm going to use is a group of NASA astronauts on the moon playing kickball. However, they forgot that there is no gravity and the ball does not stay on the ground. It floats away and they're all trying to reach for it and grab it. All right, so there's the prompt and let's submit it. And it's going to give me the JSON code. Perfect. You don't have to worry about the JSON code if you're not familiar with how it works. Just know that you just have to put in a basic prompt and it will do everything. It will give it a type of camera that it uses. We'll give it a whole bunch of meta tokens. Meta tokens are basically these kind of hidden things that you can add into your prompt to give it more cinematic effect and more specific details to make it a better photo. And that's already programmed into this gem, as well as in the files and source files and things like that, that I will provide you with as well. So you get the gem if you want to just use the gem yourself. And if you want to create the gem and so you can modify it, I'm going to give you all those files as well. So that'll be linked in the description below. But let's take this prompt. I think I copied it already, but just to be on the safe side, let me just copy the response. Let me head over to ChatGPT and I'm going to click the little plus. I'm going to click create image and I'm going to paste this in here. All right, so it's going to create the image and be back when it's finished. All right, so here is the image. And as you can see, there's a group of astronauts that are trying to play kickball, but the ball floated away. And they are all trying to get the ball before it floats into outer space, never to be seen again. Now, here's a really cool thing that's built right in that makes it very, very simple. If you look up here at the top right, there's aspect ratio, and look at all the different ones that are here. So I'm just going to put this in regular 16:9 widescreen, which is your typical YouTube style image ratio. I'm sorry, aspect ratio. And it's just going to recreate this image pretty much exact, but it's going to be 16:9 as opposed to just being a square. And the nice thing is that when both of them are done, they will show up kind of over in this area over here, and we'll be able to compare them and see how the landscape version looks compared to this kind of square version here. All right, there we go. And there is our landscape 16:9 image. So if we go back here, this is the original square image. And then we have the same exact image, but now it is landscape 16:9. So it does that automatically. And you could also change this again. So if you wanted to put it like TikTok or YouTube Shorts or something along those lines, or short form content, you can do a 9:16 ratio as well. And it will do the same exact thing. It will just kind of redo that picture to look the same, but just in that aspect ratio. So it should keep all 5 astronauts in that image, and it did. Look at that. So we click on this one. So we could look at all of them. So here's the first one, square image. We have the 16 by 9 landscape, and now we have the 9 by 16. And you can see that it is the same image, just in different aspect ratios. So we can also edit this image just like you could do in Nano Banana, which is great. So what I want to do is, let's just say that I want to just change the color of the ball. So I can say, change the color of the ball to a yellow with a large eyeball in the middle. Don't know. We'll just see what happens. So it's going to go through and it's going to make that change to just the ball. And here we go. Same exact image, except now we have a yellow ball with an eyeball in the middle. And that came from this one here. You can see how it has changed it. And again, you can click aspect ratio here and it will change that image, but it will keep the yellow ball with the eyeball in the middle. So let's try something a little bit different now. I'm going to go back over to Gemini and I'm going to say, let's think of something here. A prompt for a nature photo of a bald eagle flying over a crystal clear lake with trees, evergreens, tall oaks during the middle of summer in the late afternoon. All right. And then let's submit that to get the JSON code for that. Now, every once in a while, the gem will try to create the image instead of giving you the prompt. I'm not sure exactly why. It will do it every once in a while. If it does, just change, just go back. Don't actually reprompt it because you'll waste tokens there. Just go back and edit it and just say a prompt for, right? If you're utilizing the same conversation, I should say, if like we're doing here. If not, you could go into a completely different chat in the gem and it should work perfectly fine. But if you continue using the same chat, it sometimes will start to create an image instead of giving you the prompt. So let's copy this. Let's go back over and we are going to get out of this. So we're going back into straight up prompt and we are going to paste that in. We're going to keep it in the same chat. Should not be a problem. And let's see what happens with this one. All right, so here is the image here. Very cool image. So one thing that I want to do with this image is I just want to do one thing. I want to actually add the eagle holding a fish in its talons. So if I click on the actual image, I can click select up here and select will give me a paintbrush to be able to use. And if I just color over this area here, I don't want to make it too big, but let's just say right there. That way it knows exactly where to put this image. Not that they wouldn't understand if I told it the eagle's talons. It's not like it's going to look for something different. But I'm going to say add a fish in the eagle's talons that it just caught from the lake. And if you're wondering what tool I use to do the dictation, it's called Whisperflow. I will link it below as well as in the documents that I'm going to provide you with at the end. It's a tool that I love to use. It saves me a tremendous amount of time when I'm prompting, and I'm not sponsored by them at all. It's just a tool that I love to use. So I will I'll link it. I'll link it below so you can check that out. But if you're doing a lot of prompting, you're doing a lot of things like that, it really does save you a tremendous amount of time. All right, perfect. So let's see how this came out. Nice. So it's got the fish in its talons. Talons a little bit strange looking here, but you know, for a simple test, and I'm sure there's going to be some kinks that are going to be worked out with this as things are going on, as things are progressing. This is literally day one of the launch of this model. So things will be maybe a little bit wonky in the beginning, which I expect. I've seen it before in other image models multiple times. But I'm really liking the way that this looks. And yeah, so let's try one more prompt, and then I'm going to show you with that prompt the trick that I discovered. So we're going to go back over to Gemini. And this time I'm going to say a chimpanzee and a miniature donkey giraffe creature are playing football in the front yard of a suburban house in northern New Jersey. All right, let's see. Actually, I'm going to add a prompt. Create a prompt of. All right. So we have the prompt. Let's take it. Let's bring it over to ChatGPT. We'll keep it in the same exact chat. Paste that in and submit it. and let's see what we come up with here. Now, this is a little bit of a strange prompt. I wanted to add something in there that's a little bit strange, which is the miniature donkey giraffe creature, to see if it will actually create not only a giraffe creature. I'm sorry, not only a donkey giraffe creature, but is it going to make it a miniature? Which it did. And not only are they playing football, but he's actually in an actual jersey. Keep off the grass. They are not listening to the rules. So it is a miniature donkey giraffe that we see here. And the fur and everything like that looks really, really good. So now we're going to do the trick that I found out. So if we go back into the actual image, and now you don't have to do it this way, but this is how I'm going to do it in this demo because this is kind of where we're at. If I change this, and let me back up a moment. This hack only works if you have a paid version of ChatGPT. So if you do not have a paid version of ChatGPT, this is not available to you as of yet. And I'm not sure if it's available yet in every country. I'm in the US, it is available here. But the first part of this is kind of a two-part hack that I found out. Now, the one is mentioned, it's not a secret. But the way to do it is might be a little bit confusing if you've tried it and it's not working. So what you have to do is you have to actually put ChatGPT into thinking mode, right? And now what you can do is you can actually say, you can do it 8 times, but I'm just going to do it 4. Create 4 image versions of the following prompt, and I will submit that. So here is the picture. So this is a little bit different than what we had before. So here is the initial first image in the sequence that you can see. And yeah, it looks pretty good. So let's take a look at another option. So here's a secondary option. Here is a third option. And here is the fourth option. So it's pretty good. It did a good job. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go into a brand new chat, and I'm going to use the same prompt, but I'm going to do something a little bit different. So let me open up a new chat real quick. All right. So again, I'm in thinking mode. I'm going to click the plus. I'm going to click create image, and I'm going to paste that JSON code in there again. And I'm going to hit submit. So it's going to create a very similar picture to what it did before. Obviously, each version is going to be a little bit different because even though it's the same prompt, it will have a different look to it because that's how the AI kind of works. Awesome. There's the image. Looks really good. I like it a lot. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back, and this is what we're going to say. So instead of creating the additional images that were basically just this was what I kind of figured out. I want you to create a total of 5 images utilizing this prompt as the starting point of a story. And I want you to create 5 images like a storyboard that tells the story of what this chimpanzee and miniature donkey giraffe are doing. So with that, I'm basically just saying, utilize this image as kind of like a starting reference to tell this overall story and create me the images in this story as a storyboard. What really got me excited about that is that you can take those images now and bring them into Higgsfield and open up something like Seed Dance 2 and put those images in there and create an actual cinematic type of movie. And now you have these images that are built that tell a little bit of a story without you having to do anything other than just provide it with the initial prompt or the initial image that it comes up with and say, hey, use this as a starting point to kind of tell a story. Now, in my testing, I actually found that sometimes it'll take that initial image, which, we have here where it shows the chimpanzee holding the football and all that kind of stuff. And what I found is that sometimes it will place that image, maybe the third one down, because that's not the starting image. That's just one of the images in the actual sequence of a story. So it's actually thinking about how to actually lay this out as well, which I thought was pretty cool. So hopefully it does that again here in this demo, but you'll find that that's what it's able to do. And again, the prompt that I said isn't anything crazy. It's essentially that you want to create a storyboard with however many images. Now it can create up to 8. There's been some testing that has happened where 7 and 8 start to drift a little bit. So kind of like the 6th image is usually kind of one of the best images before it kind of starts to drift a little bit. So it's building the images now. So these images should follow a consistent theme, likely focusing on the story's football chase scene. So that's what it decided. It decided it's going to be some kind of a football chase. And it's going to, so it created a secondary picture now, we can see. So now they're actually in the street. 3rd image, they are chilling with a bowl of food or water or something like that there. And there's our image there. That is the last image. So let's see if it replaces the order of this. And it did. It absolutely did. Cool. So according to this, the story goes that first they start playing in the street. And then they end up in the yard, and you can see that it is fairly consistent. You have the silver SUV back here, back there again, still the same thing. And then here you have the chimpanzee diving into the curb, pretty much. And I guess maybe afterwards is why the donkey giraffe is consoling his friend, the chimpanzee, because maybe he got injured from diving into the cobblestone curb here. Now you could actually take each one of these images and you can download them, and then you could bring them into something like Seed Dance through Higgsfield or whatever, and be able to create kind of a cinematic little movie with this. And again, to do that is simply giving it the prompt, letting it give you a picture, and then after that, saying, I want you to create a total of however many images. Again, I probably would stick around 5 or 6. Even though it can do 8, those last 2 get a little bit weird. They're not as clean. There's a little bit of drifting. Like you can see on these that each image is consistent. 7, 7, 7, 7, which is awesome. The strange creature is the same shape, same size, same look. So everything stays very, very consistent, which is fantastic. And that's the beneficial part about this, is because you can create, again, about up to 6 images is where I would kind of stop, but then download those images and use them for movies, or use them as different things. If you're writing something in an article about something and you wanted to put multiple images in the progression of the story, you can absolutely do that, or some kind of a book. Or you can also do illustrations with this, so you don't have to do a photo. You can actually do an illustration, and you can do that the same thing with the gem. You can just say that you want a prompt for an illustration of a chimpanzee playing football in a suburban neighborhood with a miniature donkey giraffe, and we'll create an illustration of that. So now, one thing I do want to mention is that the more often that you edit the original images that come through, and if you've done anything with images before, an editing image, especially in like Nano Banana or any other tool that allows you to kind of go in and edit images, is you might find that as time goes on, the images start to degrade in quality. And that's primarily because, in my opinion, it's utilizing that image and trying to edit it. So it's making changes to it while at the same time trying to recreate the image to be exactly like the other one. So there's like little new artifacts that get put into it. And the more you go down and edit and edit and edit, the more you're going to see those like artifacts in there, the thing that doesn't make it look as good of an image as the original image. Some of the hacks that I found there is actually to just copy the image, bring it into a new chat, and kind of do it from there. But if you find that there's mistakes or something that you do not want in the image, and you prompt us. So for instance, let's just say that we wanted to have the keep off the grass sign removed here. We can do that, and we'll remove the keep off the grass sign. But then if we ask it to do something else, it's going to use that second image to create the third image, as opposed to utilizing this first image. Hopefully that makes sense. So just to recap, I'm going to give you the gem. I'm going to give you the source files for the gem if you want to do it yourself and create it yourself. I'm also going to give you a Notion doc that has all of that information in it, as well as kind of just a summary of this actual this workflow and so forth. what I'm really hoping for is that you guys will send me some comments, letting me know things that you're finding out. Definitely let me know how things are going with this. But other than that, I hope you enjoy the gem. I hope that it does some really cool things for you. And I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with. But other than that, thanks so much for watching. I hope this helps, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.